Hey everybody, and welcome back to The Insider. Today I'm going to go through 6 different movement patterns that we look for when we do an assessment. Now, when you're first starting any exercise program, you want to take measurements before, right? So body composition, you want to do maybe circumference measurements, take your weight, before and after pictures, and that's just a portion of an assessment that I'm talking about. So what I'm going to talk about is a movement screening. So different movement patterns that we look for when doing your first initial assessment. So the first movement pattern that we look at is a squat. You all squat every single day in your life. Whether or not you know that you're doing it, you are. So you go to the bathroom every day, right? You sit down on the toilet, you eventually stand up, okay? That's a squat. Many of you probably have jobs where you're sitting all day and then you come up from your chair. That's essentially a squat. So you're doing these every single day, and when we assess it, we're going to ask you where you're feeling it. And 9 times out of 10, you're not feeling it where you're supposed to, and then we train you to feel it in the muscles that we want you to feel it, which is your glutes. A lot of people complain of low back pain, and normally that pain stems from the glutes, and that the glutes are dormant. If we sit on them all day, they're very inactive, and then you come and jump into your workout and twinge your back. Okay, we want you to feel these workouts in your glutes, especially squatting motion. So that's why we assess your squat. The second one that we assess is a hinge or a bending motion. So that comes from the waist. You do this every single day, right? Moving furniture, if you're moving from your house or studio, doing dishes, grabbing dishes from the dishwasher, putting them away, gardening, maybe not now because it's snowy and cold in Chicago, but doing your gardening, that's a lot of leaning over and bending. A lot of you the past couple of weeks have probably shoveled for hours on end. You hinged a lot at your waist, didn't you? And I hope some of you did not throw out your lower back because of this. So hinging, when done improperly, can work too much on the low back and not enough on the hamstrings and glutes where we want you to feel it. So we're going to teach you how to do that motion appropriately so that you don't hurt yourself. Now the third one is a lunge pattern. Not necessarily, a forward or a backwards lunge. We do those a lot in training, but what I'm talking about is more of a split lunge. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and then coming down and up. This can assess a lot of your balance. It tells us a lot about your balance, your stability, and just overall core awareness. So it really will tell us strengths and weaknesses versus from one side versus the other. And if you've had an injury in the past or surgery, we can kind of assess and see how the different sides are working. Now the fourth pattern that we're going to work on is pushing motion. So forward pushing like a chest press, then vertical pushing above your head, shoulder press. You do this every day. You lift objects above your head, children above your head. We want to make sure that you're using the correct muscle groups. Like Steve said in his Takeaway Tuesday, if you have issues in your shoulders, we want to make sure that we're cueing you appropriately to draw the shoulders in if you're having any of that grinding pain. And then a push-up position, okay? Just holding a push-up position tells us a lot about your core and stability strength. So that's why we do the push pattern. Number 5 is the pulling pattern. So laundry, pulling laundry out of the dryer. Again, shoveling snow. You gotta pull it over your body. That's another things you do in your everyday life. So in the gym, we do horizontal pulling, right? So bent over row. But then we also do vertical pulling like pull-ups or lat pull-downs. So this can tell us a lot about core awareness and then also posture. So I see lots of, rounded backs when we're doing bent over rows. So I say, how many times do I say, draw your shoulders back? And they're all like, ugh, draw your shoulders back. But if a lot of you sit at a desk all day and you're naturally rounded, okay, typing, you don't even think, I got to draw my shoulders back. So now maybe you will, okay? If you sit at a desk all day, you find yourself doing this, rounding the shoulders, rounding the back, really work on that posture and keeping those shoulders back and head in line with the spine. Number 6 is our core assessment. So twisting and carrying. So you carry groceries, right? Are you that person that goes grocery shopping for an entire month and then you have 6 bags in each hand, like, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna do it, because you just don't want to go back to the car for another round? I'm definitely that person. So carrying those heavy loads is actually takes a lot of core, because your core helps to keep you stabilized, okay, and balanced and upright. So waiters, you carry a heavy load on one side. Maybe it draws you like this, when really you should try to use your core to keep yourself upright. Carrying a child, a lot of moms, they put all that weight of that baby on their one hip. They don't even think that they're not engaging their core to keep themselves upright. Okay, my moms out there, try to switch sides and try to keep your core engaged to keep yourself upright. And then also carrying a heavy backpack, kids carrying their heavy backpack on one side, not switching sides. So things like that. We do these things in everyday life, and we don't train them enough in the gym. So we train them here by doing carries, farmer's carry, suitcase carry. You might be like, why are we just doing this and walking back and forth? Well, not only does it really challenge and work on your grip strength, which is good to open up cans, okay? Show your husbands, I'm gonna open the pickle jar, but it also works on your core to keep yourself stabilized, to keep you upright, pulls your shoulders back, okay? Good posture. And then also it helps to stabilize the spine, okay? Stabilizes the whole body and especially the spine. So again, those were 6 movement patterns that I look for when I do an assessment. Hopefully your trainer does an assessment on you the first time they meet with you. If not, run. No, I'm just kidding. But we always do our assessment here, your first assessment for free. So if you want to get a little sense of how your form is and what you look like when you do certain things, just come on by and any one of us could help you. So thank you so much for listening, guys. Like us on Facebook, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.